Alright, we have 12 pounds of ground chuck. We've got it grinded up here. We're going to go ahead and start making our patties before we get some of these bad boys on the grill. Got my little bowl of water here. This is just to moisten the hands to make it where you can form these patties and all the fat won't stick to your hands. Got us some pre-made up aluminum foil here just to stick these down onto, because we certainly aren't going to be cooking this much tonight. We're going to go ahead and get every one of these made up except for the ones we are going to be cooking, and we're going to get them on the grill. Okay, we've got them all made up except for the 3 that we're going to do on the grill, which means I'm pretty much cooking for myself tonight because I'll eat these. I'm going to put a light dusting of some onion powder on top of them. Now we will get to the bottom of it once we do our first flip. I'm going to do a light dusting of some garlic powder. I said light. Little light dusting of some black pepper on there. And some Worcestershire sauce. Instead of putting them on there, washing it all off, we're going to put it in the plate. And we can let them be soaking into the bottoms and sides while we're getting the grill ready, which is now what it's time to do. We're going to wrap this up, put it in a plastic bag, and stick it in the refrigerator and let these be soaking and setting. Okay, the grill's going. I put the charcoal up on one side of it, and that way it's for temperature and heat adjustment. And yes, we're using charcoal, not gas. It does have a completely different flavor. You grill gas grillers out there, don't pretend like it doesn't. This grill is a homemade 55-gallon drum converted into a grill. Since it is such a big grill here, it's I believe that the smoke boils up in there a lot more and goes around there. All I know is this is the best grill we've ever had to make the food taste the best. While the flames are really high still, I'm going to go ahead and scrape the grill and go ahead and brush it off and get all of the last grill's performance off of it. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Okay, we've got it cleaned off. It's still way too high for the hamburgers, but it's not too high to start cooking yet. We are going to put on a yellow onion. I'm going to put on a purple onion and another yellow onion right now. I put them over here beside the flames. Turn them to the side here. And we're going to let those be getting soft for right now. We're going to check back on them in 5 minutes or so, and we'll just keep rolling them around. They're not peeled, obviously. We kept them all together on there. These are a great complement to anything cooked on the grill, but especially a hamburger. We're also going to be putting on some bell peppers on the grill here, and some jalapenos. But they cook much quicker. These onions take the longest, so they get put on as soon as the, well, right as soon, almost as soon as the charcoal goes on. We got our little wood wedge here. This is our adjustment. I don't know if you can see that. This will be our adjustment here for the temperature adjustment and keeping it going and not burning, I should say. So we will let this die down a little bit, and we'll keep on flipping these onions around. Well, our onions are about, I'd say, halfway cooked. They're tender to the touch. And hot as fire. Let's go ahead and get these on out here. I just stuck them on to get them a little closer to the fire, because the fire is almost down good enough to start the hamburgers. Actually, I could adjust that and put them on, but we got these here to cook first. So let's go ahead and get these on up here near it. Now those will cook extremely fast, especially the jalapenos. These also though. So we're going to have to flip these probably about every 2 minutes or so. Just check on them, move them around. And they will finish as we're cooking the burgers. We're going to move them off the direct heat and put them over here on this other side. And with the lid down, the heat inside there will finish these. But I like to get a little char on them, all around them. We will come back and check these in just a couple of minutes and keep flipping these around. But we're not going to give these too long because, like I said, they will cook quick. I went to the trouble of getting some light set up out here. It did already. It's just been like a couple of minutes. Put a nice char on all these little jalapenos, and starting to here on these bell peppers. They'll be done in just a minute, and these all complement the burger. Have to keep rolling these around without burning the crap out of myself. I left my little tongs over there. But the onions, pretty hot to touch, but yeah, they are ready. These onions actually are so ready, we can go ahead and set them off to the side, and just the heat of having the grill closed down will do the trick. We can speed this up by letting this down and letting it sit there like that. Just got a little gap in there, and we'll let them finish brewing up inside there. Okay, you might have noticed that we put some baked beans on here. We got it in a big old cast iron pot, and as these get done, and they are done enough for me, just gonna take them and set them off to the side, off the heat. Well, off the direct heat at least anyway. Look at that one. That one opened up a little bit. That's fine. We shall move these on over here. Store them off the heat. But they'll stay a little warm as we're doing it there. Our baked beans is over there. That'll be a different video on how to do those if you're interested at all. Go ahead and roll these on around without burning yourself too bad. Now I got these over the direct heat almost now completely. Getting hungry. Get these onions somewhere back over here in the ballpark. Actually, they're staying quite hot. We'll keep them back where they were. It's about time now to knock down the rest of these coals just a little bit, and the burgers are ready to go on. Got the essentials out here too. I'm going to leave them out until we put them on. These are finally about ready. They're squishy and soft, and they can stay off to the side as well while we're putting these on. And all the flavor is going to come, I'm going to pour the rest of this on top of them, from the juices dripping out of the hamburgers. That's where all the smoke flavor is going to come from in this entire situation. I'm going to put this all the way down, almost completely closed, so that it doesn't flame up, and we will keep an eye on it. Okay, while your burgers are cooking, it's time for a little toppings for them here. I'm going to go ahead and do a fresh onion that has not been grilled. Just a few slices of this. I'm going to get the lettuce and the pickle ready, and you have a few minutes here while they're grilling, unless you're going to have flare-ups. Now you have to watch that, so check on that pretty often, and adjust the grill as necessary. I'm not going to put you through the whole process of watching me, cut up the lettuce and the onions, but I'm going to go ahead and get that ready, and also got the fry grease going. Okay, we got the smoke pouring out of there. Let's see what we got going on. It is time to flip them. It has been about 5 to 6 minutes. You see how they're looking. The rain is not cooperating. Yeah, that looks nice actually. It is trying to start raining. Now the one there you can see in the middle is cooked a little bit more than the other one. So we will switch them around, but not with a camera in my hand. And after we get a good sear on this right here, what we've got, we will go ahead and make sure that fire dies down by looking in there, what I like to do. If it do not, we will drop it all the way closed until it does, which is going to be the situation. So let's, well, wait a minute. That smoke build up in there. Oh, gonna have to drop it. Alright, that choked out the flames. I'm gonna put this camera away. I'm gonna drop it even more. Trying to shade the rain off of it. We'll drop it even more though, so it can slow cook and make sure it's cooked through the rest of the way. I'm gonna go in here now and check on the grease for the fries. Almost forgot to spice this side of it. Whoopsie, huh? Light coat of the garlic. And a light coat of the onion powder. Now we are ready to go in here and check on this grease for the fries. Let me close this all back down, keep anything from burning. Let's go ahead and lift this up and get smoke all in our eyes. Now this meat here is a mixture of chuck and round, and it was ground twice to make good and sure it was mixed all the way up. We'll just check these right quick. I don't like to open up the grill. They're still bleeding. They're not done yet, and I knew they weren't. I moved everything else over here to the side. Quite ready. The beans is doing great. They're just barely smoking, and every once in a while I'll just rotate this cast iron pot here just to keep them heating all around, though they are. And we're going to go ahead and shut this down. And it is pretty much fry time inside, so I'm going to go ahead and put them on. That way it'll be completely everything done at the same time. Alright, we're fighting the rain, but we're going to go ahead and toast these buns here. Get them a-toasting. I moved the burgers off of direct heat. These buns will toast fast. Put these two over here just so we can get somewhat close. We're going to let them toast for just a few seconds, probably 30 seconds, and they will be toasted. Okay, we got it just barely toasted like we want it, but you can't just leave it sitting flat on a plate or anything. You're going to have to kind of position this up, or you're going to end up with some soggy toasted bread. So position it up off of the plate, and we can let that sit and wait for our burgers. Alright, this is the first little tiny batch of fries out. Same way with okra, really. Don't let it sit all over itself there. It's, you know, greasy, and it will make them all very limp. You can keep them hard like this for quite a while and still very good and crunchy and still soft in the middle, and they won't be all oily and slimy. Just separate them a little bit. Lay them out on a flat surface with some paper towels underneath. Alright, we're coming out here to collect. Should all be done. Trying to rush here because this rain is not letting up. It does not matter. I should say the rain doesn't care what you're trying to do. Make a video, cook some food. Let's pile all this on for right now, and we will come back to the beans in 1 second. Alright, first thing you got to do when you get these in here is immediately get these off of each other. They will get soggy, kind of like the fries. The onions, what you want to do to start to serve them is you can just cut one end or the other off, usually the smaller end. You can just squeeze the whole thing out. These here, just cut them just to serve. You can de-seed them if you want to, spoon out the seeds. The jalapenos, just throw them on the plate when they're ready with the hamburgers. Just showing a little mayonnaise going on the buns. And here it scrape across that toasted bun. She's going to finish up with the rest of these, and let me put this down and help. Alright, like I was saying just a second ago, just take these onions and cut off one side and the other here. Squeeze them right out. You have a readied onion. Cut them up however you want to here, just to share them on whoever's plate. I will just cut them into two since we did two. Ooh, got nice and done. Now our red onion here, I can get a grip on it to cut it. And believe me, it's still hot. This is going to go on the burger along with some fresh onions. And we will bring it over to the table and, you know, apply the mustard, ketchup, whatever we want to put on there extra with the fresh onions. Well, there it all is, the finale of it. Everything on here, I got the onions, the lettuce, the white onions also, and I'm going to do just a sprinkle here of this peppercorn medley. I may not. Okay, good enough. And that is going to do it here. Okay, we got a very, very, very tiny bit of, I can't think. Let's pile all this on for right now, and we will come back to the beans in 1 second. Alright, bring that crap over here, Amber.
What?
The camera.
Hold on. Ready?
It ain't the finale, Amber. I'm just trying to show that really quickly. Alright, first thing you got.